Merry meets everyone. Today we're going to be doing a money powder. So this money powder you could use on candle work, pretty much anything that you want to use it for, you could use it for. I dress my candles with it. So yeah, I thought I would go ahead and share it with you while I was making it. What I do is I take my ingredients, I mix them in the bowl, and then I'm going to be using a coffee grinder to grind them up, and then I will be storing them in a jar. So you're going to need some sort of little jar to put the powder in afterwards. I found these ones at Dollar Tree a while back. They're kind of like the salt shaker ones, but they don't have any holes in the top, so they're really great for little powders and stuff like this. I do want to apologize already if you can hear the noise that's outside. My neighbor's chickens across the street. It is a little bit cooler today, so I wanted to go ahead and open the windows, but there's a lot of noise going on out there, so I apologize for that. So let's go ahead and get started. And of course the airplanes. I'm sorry. I'm sure you can hear that. There's a small airport right over the hill, and it seems like every time I go to film, there's always an airplane. So hopefully it's not too distracting and won't bug you guys too much, but I want to go ahead and get this video done. So this is going to be a money powder, so we're going to have different elements dealing with money that we're going to add into this, and then we're going to put it in the coffee grinder and grind it up really good, and then you can put it on your candles with some money oil. You can sprinkle it around your candles. You can use it in mojo bags, sachet works, poppets, any type of working that you need to use some sort of herbal mixture. You can use this particular powder for. So the first thing that we're going to be using is alfalfa. Alfalfa is really great for money, and as you guys know, I don't measure anything. I just completely go by intention of how much I'm going to use. So that's just, kind of how I do it. You don't need a whole lot of, all the ingredients. I always like to make a big batch, you guys know that. So go ahead and enchant this with the power of money. However you choose to enchant it is perfectly fine. I'm going to go ahead and enchant mine. Okay, so the next element or ingredient that I'm going to be using is cinnamon. I'm going to be using powdered cinnamon because this is a powder. It's just one less step. So cinnamon is great for money. So we're going to go ahead and add the cinnamon to it. So go ahead and enchant the cinnamon for money. Okay, so the next one is going to be oats. Oats are really cheap and you can find them anywhere. So oats are really great for money and wealth, and kind of growing that money also. So just add as much as you think you need, because we also want we want money to keep and wealth to keep flowing into our lives and our homes and stuff. So oats are really good for money and wealth, but it's also really good for having that money and wealth grow and continually, come into our lives. So go ahead and enchant the oats for that. So the next thing that we're going to be using is banana. So these are just dried bananas. You can find them anywhere. Of course, you don't want to use fresh bananas because this is a powder, so just dried bananas, doesn't matter You, of course, want to try and get as, you know, close to natural bananas as possible. So, but just dried bananas. And banana is great for prosperity. So we want to keep that money flowing in. So we need that prosperity as part of the spell work for that. So go ahead and enchant that. So the next thing that we're going to use is salt. This is just plain old sea salt. And we're going to be doing this for protection of our money. Because if you got the money coming in, you want to make sure it's protected and, you know, safe, and it's not going to be, you know, stolen or taken away from you in any certain way. So we want to go ahead and add some salt to that. We want our money to be super protected. So go ahead and enchant the salt for protection. So the next thing that we're going to be using is lavender. Lavender is really great for longevity. When we're talking about money, we want it to be long lasting. So we're going to add some lavender for that. Oh, those planes are noisy today. Okay, so go ahead and enchant the lavender for longevity. Bay is really great for purification. We want our money to come to us purely, in the most purest way that it can. So we don't want any ill will towards anyone that would, you know, end in our benefit. So it just, you know, ensures that nothing happens to somebody that you care about just because you did this spell work. So it's just a little bit of a way to ensure that, you know, the money that we're getting is pure and all of that. So I'm just going to grab a little bunch here. It doesn't matter how many. You can do it in numbers if you want. But like I said, I'm just going to grab a few. I think there's probably the equivalent of 3 there. Okay, so we're going to enchant the bay leaves for purification. So the last herb that we're going to be adding is allspice, and allspice is really great for luck. So we always want that little aspect of luck when we're dealing with money. So we're going to go ahead and add some allspice. And it's powdered allspice because we are making a powder. So if you don't have the powdered kind, you can use whatever type of allspice that you have. So we're going to enchant that for the element, or for the intention of luck. Okay, so I've taken some fake money. I believe some people call it Josh money. There's several different names for it, but it's just, you know, the fake money that you buy. I did a haul on it a while back, and I put that in my cauldron and I burned it. So I have the ashes from that money, which is a representation of actual money, and I'm just going to add that to our little mixture here. If you have shredded money, you could use that. Since it's a powder, you want it to be something that can be chopped up into a powder. So I think the best way to do it is to burn it, because that'll get it into little ashes and it'll mix in really well. But this is all I have, so this is what I use. It's my representation of money and wealth and all of that. So it's what I use. You go ahead and use whatever it is that you use. So go ahead and enchant that with the power of, you know, wealth and prosperity and bringing money in into your lives. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to be adding property dirt for grounding. I want to ground this spell work into my reality. So I want to bring it down to earth, and I want it to be part of actual living reality. So I'm using my property dirt for that. You could use any type of dirt that you would like. You could use stones, you can use salt. I know we already have salt in here, but you could use a different type of salt if you wanted to be able to bring the spell worked to make it grounded. So if you're going to use stones, definitely just put them in the little jar. Don't put them in your coffee grinder. Just put them in the jar and you can add it that way. But for me, we worked really hard to be able to get this home that we have, and it holds a lot of energy for me. So I'm going to be using my property dirt to ground the spell work in, to our reality. So, but you go ahead and use whatever it is that you feel that you need to use. You could use crystals, you could use stones from your yard, you could use, like I said, you could use salt, you could use any number of different things that represent grounding to you. So you go ahead and choose whatever it is that you're going to choose, and then we're going to enchant that with the purpose of grounding. The last little ingredient that I'm going to be adding to this is green glitter. You can totally skip this if you want, but I like sparkly things, so I want to add glitter to it. Normally when I do any type of money powders or herbs or anything, I add glitter to it. It not only makes it pretty, but it gives it a sparkle, so that kind of, it adds that bit of a attractant element to it. People are attracted to shiny, pretty things, so we want, money to be attracted to us, so we're going to add some glitter to it. You can totally skip this step, but like I said, I like glitter, so I am all for using it whenever I can. I like to make things sparkly and pretty. You could easily add the glitter to the jar if you want, and I probably will add some of that glitter to the jar itself. Occasionally I will add like little shamrocks. I have little shamrock glitters to it also. So like I said, if you want to add it to this, you can. If you don't, then you don't have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this mixture and add it to my coffee grinder, and then I'm going to grind it all up, and then I'm going to add it to my container, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like, and we'll kind of discuss a little bit more about what you can do with it. But the coffee grinder is really loud, so I'm just going to do that off camera. Okay, so I got it in the jar. I added a little bit more glitter, and I'm going to add some of this big flake glitter, and then I forgot that I had these dollar signs, so I'm going to be adding those to it too. So this is like a Mylar glitter. And like I said, you can totally just skip this if you're not a glitter person, but I am, so. And this is going to go to add more representation of money for us. It's the little dollar signs. You can also, if you have them, add like the little dice for that element of luck. And if you gamble in any sort of way, play the lottery, dice is really good for that. Of course, this is just to stay in the jar. It won't go on the candle or whatever it is that you're using. It's just to add extra representation. Of course, we'll want to enchant that with the power, of money and wealth and, luck in gambling or the lottery or all of that stuff. So go ahead and do that. And that's what it looks like. It has a little bit of sparkle to it. It has that representation of money in it and all of that. So what you can use this for is any type of spell work that you're using, any type of money working spell work, whether you need fast cash, you want more prosperity, you are doing some sort of big amount spell work. Let's say you want a new car or you want to buy a house. You could use this powder for any of those type of spell works. Anything that has to do with money. So candle magic, sachet or mojo bags, poppets, the sky's the limit. So I wanted to go ahead and share it with you. I was making a batch and thought that I would go ahead and turn the camera on and share it. So stay tuned. I will be using this in a candle spell that will be coming up soon. So keep your eyes out for that, and I will see you next time. Blessed be.